Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Okay. Start again.
Yeah.
Go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the JadedDragon podcast. And that entire beginning bit is staying in. I am Matt, the host of the YouTube channel JadedDragon, who does series like Hall of Fame, and this podcast is basically the extension of Hall of Fame. So this episode, we are going to be talking about Vice, as well as some of the Superbowl ads that we thought were pretty cool. And joining me today, we have... Or not cool. There are some pretty not cool ads this year. Thanks, Superbowl, NFL. Anyway, joining me this week, we have mainstay Ben from the one other episode that we've done.
Yeah, already a mainstay.
And already a mainstay. And we've also got...
Why am I not mainstay?
Because you haven't been on the podcast yet. So, possible mainstay,
I was sort of there.
Nick, also known as Ubersting.
Okay.
So, welcome everyone to the
Or
podcast.
Ubersting, depending on who you ask.
Ubersting. Let's get on with the show. So, Vice. We've all seen it, which is better than last week, because no one had seen anything last week. What are people's thoughts? Why don't people like this movie?
You're a fresh
I'm fresh,
so I think you should go first.
So my views. Okay, so I didn't think it was a movie. It just didn't feel like a movie at all when I was watching it, and it felt like they didn't know if they wanted to make a movie or a documentary when they were making it. Essentially, they're like,
It was a documentary of actors.
Yeah,
they call those
but
biopics.
I thought
or biopics. I don't know.
Biopics.
It was a biopic.
I think it's a biopic, but they're not always documentaries though. Like, because you have another film that came out this year was First Man, and that was a biopic about the launching of Apollo 11. Or that was more about Buzz Aldrin, wasn't it? I didn't see it, but I know it was a biopic.
It was about Neil Armstrong. Doesn't Ryan Gosling play Neil Armstrong?
Sorry, Neil Armstrong.
I think Buzz Aldrin
forgot his name. Yeah, he's probably in it somewhere. He was also in space.
It would make sense. If they just excluded him, that'd be kind of bullshit, I think.
Yeah. But anyway, this film just seems to go back and forth on the whole documentary thing. Like, it has voiceover equivalent to a biopic, and they seem to keep going with that, but then they just keep trying to make it kind of a dramedy, maybe? I don't know.
Except that it's not funny.
But it wasn't funny at all.
Yeah. There's plenty of bad jokes in it.
I mean, so much for this podcast being all about, like, talking about things we liked, but, got to talk about Vice, because it's a thing we've seen.
Yeah.
But they kept chucking things in, like the soliloquy stuff. Like where they just sort of like, man, imagine if this was a soliloquy. It is a soliloquy.
Well, it's not a soliloquy, though, because they were talking to each other.
Exactly. And it's just like, why don't we make this Shakespearean? And then the bit in the Oval Office when he's like, they're trying to emphasize his persuasive nature, and then he talks about, why don't we just, jerk each other off? And I'm like, okay.
Is that supposed to be something that he actually said? I was confused by that. Like, was that
I don't think
stylistic?
So.
It'd be funny if he said something stupid like this, or it's like Dick Cheney actually said this, and it got him on everyone's good side because it was funny.
I wouldn't put it past Christian Bale to say that. I'm not sure about Dick Cheney. The way the movie portrayed him, it was very unusual.
Yeah.
And it didn't... For a biopic, it didn't actually give you a good look into who Dick Cheney was. It was just like, he was here, he was there. This is how he got into the Oval Office. He didn't actually do anything until the bit you saw at the beginning, but by now it's been 2 hours, so we're going to fill up the rest of this film with the stuff you actually came to the movie to see, which is him being vice president. Like, the vice presidency doesn't happen till, like, the last 45 minutes.
Yeah, and that's after they try and do the fake-out juke. They're like...
The fake-out ending.
You think it's ending here? No one thinks it's ending here, because we know that he... Well, I mean, even if you don't know
the end
anything
of the
about Dick
movie
Cheney,
at the beginning.
the movie is called Vice.
Yeah, it's kind of... I would have been fine if they didn't roll credits. If they just left it with, like, the titles, like, and he lived with his family in the countryside, and he stayed out of the eyes of the American public, and by not going back into politics. If they just left it there, I reckon that fake out,
Wait, that was a
maybe
fake-out ending?
the M. Night Shyamalan twist.
Oh yeah, Nick left,
I
so he
mean-
didn't see the rest of the movie.
No, not really.
You left.
I do.
You just... I mean, I wouldn't blame you.
There was some really loud old guy behind us, and Nick got up to pretend to leave, and I was really worried that guy was going to, like, shout at him or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my days.
It didn't help with the
Like-
experience of the movie, the cinema, being full of a lot of louder, older people. Like, I don't have a problem with older people generally, but just... Obviously, that's the kind of audience that it draws, I guess, because it's a movie about politics, but...
I mean, when I saw it, it was full of date night couples. That was an
It's not
unusual choice.
good pick, I think.
Not traditional, no. I think I kept drawing links between another movie I'd seen last year, Black Klansman, because it was trying to do a kind of similar thing. It was also a biopic about a person...
politically...
making a commentary about the politics in America at the time,
They're both very
or
politically
currently.
motivated movies.
Yeah, but I think Black Klansman just did it so much better than Vice did.
Yeah, I mean, for starters, it's a story that people enjoy, like, watching.
Because
people
of how
enjoy
ridiculous it
viewing
is.
the story of Black Klansman, because it's a ridiculous case, but you're rooting for the protagonist, whereas, you know, neither the filmmakers nor the majority of the audience of Vice are gonna root for Dick Cheney because he's, you know, an American villain.
He's an
So
asshole.
I was rooting
And then they try and pass him off. Like they try to give him some moral standing, like with him protecting his daughter by not running for the presidency. But then they completely undo that at the end of the movie by saying, like, convincing their other daughter that she should go against gay marriage in Wyoming or whatever.
That's actually something that I liked
just...
about the movie. That other people so Nathan and Nick both didn't like that the same reason as you. But the reason why I like that is because they show early on that he has no political, like, allegiance. He just goes, I want to be the same as... Oh, fuck, what's his name? You know, Steve Carell's character?
Yeah, Ron. Is it Ron? Maybe?
Completely. He's a real guy who I know in real life exists, but I've forgotten who he is.
Donald Rumsfeld.
Yeah, Rumsfeld. That's it. Yeah, he just wants to be the same as Rumsfeld, so that's where his political allegiances lie, because it's like, oh, that guy was, you know, he was motivating.
An interesting person to listen to.
And so when it comes down to, you know, his daughter, it's like, oh, should we, you know, support our daughter's endeavors, or should we just reject her for the sake of politics? Of course he's going to support her because he actually doesn't really give a shit about what he's promoting. I like that because it kind of told you a bit about the character, which they didn't do much in the rest of the movie. But then, you know, later in the movie, he then rejects that because I guess he favored politics more as he progressed in life, and the moral of the movie is that he's a dickhead and no one likes him or something. I don't know.
The moral of the story is that he's a dickhead. But no, I think he has, like, an agenda now, whereas he was just a carefree guy initially who's just wanted a job to support his family, and he saw that in politics.
But his agenda just kind of seemed to be he made some decisions basically to put himself in a position of extreme power, despite the fact that he didn't really need any reason or have any reason to be there. And then once he got there, there were some serious consequences in terms of, like, you know, wars and terror and stuff like that, and then the rest of the decisions that he makes for the rest of his career was trying to cover his own ass, and then like that's his agenda that he's pushing, is making sure that he doesn't get shit for being evil. I don't know. It was really confusing. I didn't know what the movie was trying to say, despite the fact that it was pretty obvious that it wasn't trying to condone anything that he was doing.
Yeah, it was... Maybe... I thought it was really pushing shock value. Like, it was just trying to shock you with what's happening in American politics without actually telling you what's going on. Like, they skip over a lot of stuff that, like, probably should have been explained. Like, I know they explain the law that he uses to get power in the end. Or it was like a theory. I don't remember what it was called. But
the movie was too long for me to remember specific things.
I don't think it's that long, though. I thought it was like 2 hours 10. Maybe. It felt like a fairly long movie. But, so, I'm going to draw comparisons from Adam McKay's previous dramedy attempt.
Nick, have you seen
other serious
The Big Short?
attempt?
Did you watch it?
Yeah, you watched it.
I did watch it.
Because I didn't see that.
Yeah.
So, you two discuss this.
So, discuss.
We watched it at the same time, actually.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm sad now.
You're sad now? Why are you sad now?
No, keep going. Podcast.
Okay, podcast. We're rolling. So, The Big Short was able to alleviate some of the serious themes with actual, jokes. And it was able to still tell an effective story. And it used... So, when Vice goes into those moments of ridiculousness, like with the soliloquy stuff, what The Big Short did was use those moments to actually explain complicated ideas really well. And I wish Vice had done this with political ideas and maybe to some commentary into Cheney's motivations or something. Just anything. I get he was a secretive guy, but you could have made some inferences from his character or just files you've read. Motivation. Yeah, and why were there any other people in this movie? No one did anything in the movie except Dick Cheney. Like, his wife, I guess, got him the seat in Wyoming. Lynn.
Oh, yeah, that whole section.
Was her contribution.
The bit where it's like, he's had a heart attack, he can't go to this... he can't do this rally or something, so we need her to show up. She saved the campaign, but it's like, what state was he running for again? Whatever it was like, the Republicans are never going to lose there. So she didn't save anything. It's just like, oh, he has health issues and couldn't make it to this one rally.
Meeting with rednecks. So, so there's an episode of West Wing where there's a guy who's doing the campaign work for a senator in California who died. And so he was trying to campaign for a dead senator to see if he could get him into parliament, essentially. And then his wife was going to take over or something. And that was really intriguing. And I think that's what they were trying to do with this bit, was just like, hey, look, Lynn was actually like a good, like, politically minded person, but...
She could politic too.
She can do politics. That's why she was in the Situation Room when 9/11 happened.
But she was... Oh, I guess she went there afterwards. She was somewhere else, and then... I mean, I imagine that's just where they were.
I think she was in New York, because there were, like, sirens and stuff going on, maybe.
I mean, she might have just been in Washington, because there was also a plane going for...
at
White
the
House
Pentagon.
At the Pentagon. Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
That makes sense. There were some... Okay, let's move away from my issues with the movie.
Talk about good things?
Good things. I thought the movie was actually shot pretty well. I liked some of the shot composition, and it did complement the themes of the movie very well. There was one shot that stood out to me when he first gets in as Vice, and he's like in the doorway to the chief of staff's office, and it's like dark in the Oval Office, and you can just see his silhouette in the door frame. I thought that was a cool shot, because he's just sort of like the hidden, the silent.
Didn't he do the Frank Underwood bang on the desk?
Witness. Yeah, he seemed to like just sort of crack his knuckles a lot without the sort of the double tap on the desk, the Frank Underwood style. It was definitely going for that House of Cards vibe, I think.
Yeah,
but unsuccessfully, because it's also trying to be a comedy, which House of Cards isn't. But without even pulling off either.
Yeah.
So I don't know really what's
House of Cards
left
is
at
able
that
to
point.
Exaggerate a lot more.
Because it's not true events.
It's just
like you can
cherry picks from. It's based on, like, I think both true events and like theories and, you know, conspiracy stuff about what's actually going on within the White House. But yeah, I guess it's able to cherry pick what it wants to put together something intriguing. But then again, like, you know, people haven't really liked House of Cards for many seasons now.
Yeah, yeah. I have to say, Vice did inform me as to some, like, the state of some of the stuff in the White House, like those memos that still stand now for letting the president basically do whatever he wants, and the torture memos and precedent for torturing people is still present.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something.
It's as Trevor Phillips says, you can't get any information out of anyone by torturing them. I only do it for fun.
Yeah, so this, you know, the FBI must be into that sort of thing.
FIB.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure it was the FIB and GTA, wasn't it? CIA?
It was the FIB that you teamed up with against the AIA or the IAA, whatever it was, which was the CIA. So
wait, so it's the FBI versus the CIA?
Yeah, it was just basically the joke was that it was a domestic grievance between the two intelligence agencies, and lots of people died for no reason.
Just so many people. Remember that bit where I think Michael snipes a plane out of the air?
Yeah, Michael snipes a plane out of the air and then
FIB?
Trevor chases it. I actually think this is for Martin Madrazo, because it's like his cousin or something that was in the plane that was like...
Oh, because that wasn't FIB.
Yeah.
No.
That's a little GTA diversion. Nick, you played GTA?
Yeah, just a little GTA
that?
diversion. Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Is that all you have to say about it?
I don't know what you're going to say about it.
I like that mission.
Yeah,
That's it.
It's one of my favourite missions.
That was a good mission.
No comment.
No comment?
No comment?
I couldn't even think of what it was until I remember the comment about the gun being big.
It was a big gun.
And
you had to fire the little box in front of it.
And now I remember what mission you're talking
about. And there was
one
of the mission objectives was don't miss a shot. You have to hit the plane 3 times.
Yeah, I didn't realise there was a box, so I just kept firing at them. Like... propellers and missing. I was just like, what the fuck's going on? And then I realized, oh, that's what the box is for. This is like Sniper Elite.
You should have shot where I'm about to be, not where I am.
Like Deadshot in Injustice. Like he fires ahead of the Flash and
that's
catches
how he
his
hits
foot.
him, and then everyone complains.
Yes. He can't hit the Flash, that's impossible.
He also can't
He's the
miss,
fastest man alive.
Paradox, huh?
Paradox, you know, immovable object and unstoppable force and all that. Yeah.
According to Mr. Jones, the physics teacher, they would just pass through each other. So that's that question answered for anyone who's wondering.
Okay, that's answered then, you know.
I think we were talking about the Blob and Juggernaut from X-Men.
Blob? Like, okay.
Because that's each of their powers. The Blob is immovable and Juggernaut's unstoppable.
Man, Mr. Jones's science class sounded really good.
It was only in there for
he just
time.
talked about Marvel stuff all the time. Oh yeah, was that in year 10?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's a quick high school diversion. Quickly back to Vice. I reckon it would have been a better movie if they'd made it satirical.
Sam Rockwell
Rockwell. That's the one. And if they didn't make George Bush an idiot and actually made him an intriguing character,
yeah, I mean, they
I
definitely
don't think he was like that in real life.
More than he actually was like. But I feel like he has a good enough sense of humor that he wouldn't really care being portrayed that way.
Yeah, I think he would be fine with that, but I feel like they could have done more with Sam Rockwell.
Yeah, he was.
Was he nominated for an Oscar?
Yes,
for George Bush. Why?
Best supporting. Yeah, he was hardly in it.
Why?
I mean, he was the best part of the movie, but he was hardly in it. So it was very. Yeah.
Remember the bit where Dick Cheney's talking to George Senior, and then George W. falls over. That's pretty fun.
Remember when he fall down?
And
remember when the man fall down? Haha.
That's haha.
Good movie.
Good movie. 10 out of 10. Dear. I'm still like, because I saw it on Monday. This is coming out on Wednesday, so
recorded on Tuesday.
I'm still just processing the film because I just don't know what it is. I just don't know what the film is. I can't categorize it against any other film because it just God damn it just didn't feel like a film. I don't know.
Yeah, it felt. I think the reason for me why I'd say it doesn't feel like a film is that it's very poorly made. The editing is really strange.
Yeah, what was that editing?
But I mean, it's Oscar nominated, so.
Remember at the beginning when you thought it was going to be like a 70s style sort of maybe drama, biopic style thing? Well, I was thinking more of like the title sequence with like in the old-fashioned tape, like old-fashioned film style, like using old film.
Oh yeah, I figured that was just the same sort of style that Adam McKay used for The Big Short, but I'm not entirely certain.
No, that's not how he did it in The Big Short. So I would have liked it if it was just like a 70s drama about political stuff and then relating it into modern politics at the end.
Yeah, just like Black Klansman.
Exactly, like Black Klansman.
You just described Black Klansman.
That was, yeah. This
I would have
movie
preferred to watch
shouldn't
Black
have been
Klansman.
made.
There we go.
Yeah,
that summarizes
it's coming back out. Yeah, it's coming back out. It's in theaters.
That's right, yeah, because
it was Oscar nominated. So go see Black Klansman instead of Vice, please. Okay, that is Vice Talk 2019. Let's move on to our next topic, which is Super Bowl ads. So we had a lot of great Super Bowl ads this year.
That's although
a lie. Some
I didn't watch any
the Super Bowl was mostly garbage. There was some interesting trailers.
I watched the ads. I had no contribution. Now I have absolutely no contribution.
Let me rephrase. The trailers, some good trailers. Everything else was subpar to bad. Man, this is a real negative Nancy podcast.
Okay, I'll tell you one thing. That Pringles ad, that one got a chortle. I like that one.
Wait, what's this Pringles ad? 1 sec. I have to watch this.
You looking it up?
Okay, yeah, I'm looking it up. I'll cut this out of the podcast. Play Funky Town.
Cool, play Funky Town.
Okay, we're back from Pringles Watch.
Yeah, I like the two guys in it. I thought they were pretty well cast. Just like the sort of stale performance, but like intentionally so. I thought it was funny.
So like quite a few of the performances in Arrested Development, kind of like that.
Yeah, they did seem like they'd fit into Arrested Development.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that like stacking Pringles thing was a Munch Squad recently on My Brother and Me. Like, that's amazing. Oh my. Like, just absolutely out there marketing campaigns for totally ridiculous foodstuffs. I love it, dude.
I don't know why they bullied Alexa though. That's not a Pringles product.
I know, no. What they paid for the ad spot. They paid to have the ad made. Then they also have to pay for getting the Alexa licensed in their video.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I guess. Not entirely certain.
So for those who can't be bothered to watch the Pringles ad on their own, it's basically two guys, ouch,
like me,
or sitting on two One's on one couch, one's on the other couch, with a whole bunch of Pringles cans in the middle, and they're making stacks of Pringles, and they ask Alexa how many stacks of Pringles they could make.
What is it,
and then Alexa gets on this...
or something?
Yeah, and then Alexa goes on to this existential crisis mode about talking how she'll never taste the goodness. She can't eat Pringles. She can't pop, and she can't stop. Well, she can only stop because she can't eat Pringles. She can only stop.
She can't even stop.
And then he says, like, okay, play Funky Town. And so that's a fun way to finish the ad.
Yes,
and that was the Pringles ad.
There was also a Doritos ad featuring Chance the Rapper and the Backstreet Boys. What the fuck?
Oh, Backstreet Boys. Yes.
But, I mean, that's all I really need to say about that one.
And what about that halftime show with Maroon 5, Squidward, was it Lil Wayne?
Big Boy. Lil Wayne was in...
Big Boy.
Lil Wayne was in a different ad. No, Lil Jon was in an ad. Not Lil Wayne. Pfft, Lil. He was in the Pepsi ad with Steve Carell and Cardi B.
What are these ads? What the... Okay.
Yeah, it's Super Bowl ads. That's what they get people in to do it.
Yeah, I just thought all the Super Bowl ads were just really weird.
Like they didn't have any of the Tide Pod ads from last year. So that's...
No, and they didn't have any of the Mountain Dew ads with monkey babies or anything?
No.
Anyway, so that Pringles ad is pretty amazing. Let's move on to some of the trailers we saw during the Super Bowl.
Wait. I do have to mention before we go into trailers, because this is kind of like an in-between one, because it's sort of movies, sort of an ad. It was, if I can just remember what it was actually for, because I don't care about the product at all, but it's something that I have to...
Yeah, it's just a good ad.
It was Stella Artois, which was some kind of alcoholic drink, I think.
Okay.
So it opens with Sarah Jessica Parker walking into a bar, fancy bar. The Sex and the City music is playing. She's obviously portraying her popular character, Carrie Bradshaw, from the franchise. It's no longer just a series, it's a franchise, because there were 2 films. No film in production, Sex and the City. And she asked for a Stella Artois, and everyone's shocked. She was supposed to have some fancy drink, because that's what she drinks in the show. And then, I think it's The Man in Me by Bob Dylan starts playing. And Jeff Bridges walks in, dressed up as his character, the dude, from the Coen Brothers film The Big Lebowski. One of my favorite films of all time, I should say. As opposed to one of my least favorite films of all time, Sex and the City 2, which I have seen multiple times.
But you still listen to Worst Idea of All Time, where they exclusively talk about Sex and the City 2.
I do, and I'm excited for the next season in which they will talk about Sex and the City, the first film. However, there is a crossover between The Big Lebowski and Sex and the City. The dude walks up to the bar, and the bartender says, "White Russian," because that's his signature drink. And then he says, "Nah, I'll have a Stella Artois." And everyone else, shocked. The dude not having a White Russian, Stella Artois, whatever the hell that is. I don't know. I don't drink alcohol. I assume it's alcohol.
It's a beer.
It's a beer?
It's a beer? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a Pilsner.
It's in the... It's like Peroni.
And then
any beer's like any beer.
And then the dude and Carrie Bradshaw look at each other, and they're like, I don't know, change up the usual or something. Ooh. Now, as I said to the group chat, I ship the dude and Carrie Bradshaw, despite the fact that I think she's a horrible human being and he's awesome. But
right,
it just
I was
works.
wondering because I saw
it just works.
I saw a bunch of tweets. Was just like, the dude is now part of the Sex and the City universe.
Yeah, Big Lebowski's canon to Sex and the City. They're not even from the same city. She's from New York and he's from LA. This canon is very confusing.
It's so weird. And is there a new Big Lebowski movie coming out?
There's
because there was a teaser trailer.
The movie
with the dude,
the remake of that French movie that John Turturro. Oh, Going Places. That's what it's making. That's what he's making. John Turturro is making.
John Turturro?
Yeah, because he plays the Jesus in The Big Lebowski, and he's making a remake of a French movie, and he's using the character of the Jesus in it. He got permission from the Coen Brothers to use him as the main character.
So does that mean this French movie is going to be part of the
Sex and the City canon? The Sex and the City, the Bradshaw universe?
The Dude Coup?
I don't know if anyone else is going to appear in it. I don't think so, because
The Invisible Man?
movie, and so it's just kind of like, because, you know, the character fits with the plot of the French movie, they're using it. So,
Yeah, I was about to say, it's kind of an odd request, kind of.
I think it's like sexual freedom or something, or like the characters are like weird sexual fiends of some kind, and they go on some kind of adventure based on around that, and the Jesus was like...
They go on this weird sexual adventure.
Yeah. Well, he was a registered sex offender, like pedophilia or something, I don't remember. I think that was it. Yeah, he's a pederast. Yeah, that's right.
So he's Tobias. I'm a registered sex offender.
And that's why he has to move into the neighborhood. Yeah. So that is...
Remember they've been in Arrested Development season 4 when, like, it's the following shot of the kid about to jump into the pool, and so he jumps in, and then like there's a bunch of guys around the pool, and he comes back out, and everyone's disappeared. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, season 4 had some good stuff.
Because they're all pedophiles.
Despite what most people think. It has, I think, some of the best jokes in the series, even. It's just
like
presented in such
the
an
entire story arc.
Yeah.
Between Job and
Tony Wonder.
Tony Wonder. Where like they both
Season
think
5.
that the other one's gay, but neither of them are, and they end up just becoming friends in the end.
But then they are
It's
anyway.
Like, so do you want to be gay together? Yeah, I'm gay. If you're gay, I'm gay.
The Christian magician. Like there's no reason. The roundabout logic as to how Job brands himself as the Christian magician is such a good joke as well.
It's
yeah. So you want to talk about the
I
trailers?
will go into this tomb
okay.
for 3. Oh yeah. Trailers. Okay, so first up we got an Alita Battle Angel trailer. So I've just got a list here that's in order of like when they aired during the Super Bowl. So Alita Battle Angel. I think this movie looks beautiful. I've heard conflicting things about the story, but like consistent things that it's one of the most visually stunning movies that people have ever seen. So I'll probably go see it on that basis. And this trailer, if it's anything like the other trailers, is also stunning.
You didn't watch it?
Great. No, I haven't seen a few of these trailers, but
okay. I've seen all of them.
Hey, it's got more of Martial Ali, so I'm happy with that.
He looks like Wesley Snipes' Blade in this movie.
Yeah, I've heard people saying he should just be Blade in the remake trailer.
I feel like he's
just a
played
trailer.
2 Marvel characters at this point. I don't know if he's...
Wait, so he played Cottonmouth. Who was he? What else was he in?
Uncle Aaron in Spider-Verse.
Oh, that's right. I was about to say Uncle Aaron. You mean Donald Glover? Which would...
No, that was in Homecoming.
He's also Uncle Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gosh, more people have got to go see Green Book, because him and Viggo Mortensen are just have great chemistry.
I really want to watch it just for them, because I've heard that the movie itself is like it's a little bit straightforward, like not necessarily the greatest plot or anything, but it's interesting. And
I mean, it's a road trip movie.
Yeah,
essentially.
Little Miss Sunshine. And
I appreciate it, like Little Miss Sunshine.
With less... Miss Sunshine is the greatest road trip movie. Oh.
with less screaming. What's his face?
Paul Dano.
Steve Carell.
Yeah, with less screaming Paul Dano.
No, not Steve Carell. This isn't Dan in real life. Not every movie is Dan in real life.
This isn't Dan in real. This isn't hit movie Dan in real life.
2007 Oscar
but
nomination.
It goes for an hour and 45 minutes.
I'm pretty sure Paul Dano...
That's long for a comedy.
Paul Dano's just been typecast as just a very unhappy man. Like that's his typecast.
I hope he's not unhappy.
Like
in real life.
No, I hope he's not unhappy. I hope he's not Dan in real life.
I think Dan's an unhappy man.
You guys haven't even seen that film.
Is he? I haven't seen it. Is he a particular?
You're watching it incrementally at an incredibly low quality. I have it on Blu-ray.
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah, Nick's watching it illegally.
So, Nick. Oh, shame.
No, that's not true.
It's not illegal if it. It's not illegal if it's Dan in real life, because no one cares about that movie.
What if I haven't seen it? If I watch it and it's the best movie ever, that's gonna be hilarious.
we're gonna look like a
That's pretty solid
real
film.
pair of chumps. Why is it so long?
I don't think it is actually.
No
I think it's
idea.
90 minutes.
Oh,
Wait, what is
makes
it?
a bit more
And
sense.
in
Is it just the YouTube videos really long?
well,
Yeah.
Google auto completed to it. So, let's see here. Its runtime is 98 minutes, so it's only an hour and a half long. So that's actually pretty short for a movie.
That's a little bit better. Well, it's not pretty short. It's about you know, it's
about
a
comedy
yeah.
length.
What were we talking about? Little Miss Sunshine? That was a good one.
At Lita Battle Angel.
Yes.
No, Green Book. Everyone should go see Green Book, and I want to see
Green Mile.
Atlanta Battle Angel, and it's coming out.
Everyone
soon.
go see Green Mile new movie
Go see Green Mile.
in cinemas now.
Patrick Stewart.
Starring Patrick Swayze.
Was Patrick Stewart in that one? Green
I
Mile.
think you said Swayze.
I know. Wait, hold on.
No, Patrick Swayze wasn't in Green Mile.
But I think you said Patrick Swayze, right?
Oh, it's got
I did
it's
say
got
it.
Tom Hanks in it, and it's got bringing it all back around again to Vice. Sam Rockwell's in it.
Terrific.
Bring it back to the topic
What
I've already finished.
What am I thinking of? What movie am I thinking of with Patrick Stewart?
X-Men.
Green Room.
Oh, I don't know that movie.
Yeah, it's a crime movie with Patrick Stewart and other people.
It
Okay,
has other people in it. That's an interesting
it
casting
has
choice.
other people.
You get Patrick Stewart. Usually,
in
you
the
just don't go
movie.
for any other characters. He'll carry the movie.
Yeah, you just it's a one-man show. So next trailer, Wonder Park. Don't really need to talk about that one.
Nick, any
I
opinions
want to
on
talk about
Wonder
it. Actually, I've
Park?
seen that one. That's the only one I've seen.
Nick's actually seen
Nick,
this
what
one.
do you think about Wonder Park?
I think it's going to be the next Over the
Comments.
As Big Joe
Dude,
says, peak trashed.
Hedge. Over the Hedge, peak trash.
It looks a lot like Over the Hedge.
If they release a quality video game tie-in, I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
Completely
Whatever
shocked
happened
over
to
the
those,
Over the
like,
Hedge
DreamWorks video game
Xbox game.
tie-ins?
Honestly, that was the best bit of Over the Hedge was the tie-in game. Specifically the golf cart racing
yeah.
thing. That was so good. I just read something on this list. Ken Jeong and JB Smoove in a McDonald's fries
Yeah,
show.
they just talk about bacon.
Okay, and then Martin Luther King thing.
I don't know what that is
This
because
is
the
a
Reddit post
pod-
just it just
No.
has Martin Luther King thing ? Is it like a tribute
Yeah.
for him for Martin Luther King Day or something?
I mean, it's Black History Month in February, and I think he died in
Well, Martin Luther King
like
Day
late
was-
January, early
I
February.
don't know what day it is because we don't have that here.
No, down under, uncultured bunch.
No, we should
are.
have Charlie Perkins Day.
Charlie Perkins Day. 1 sec.
Why are you laughing?
I don't know
I
anyone's
actually think
name.
that's a good idea. I came
don't
up with
know.
a good idea. Come on.
Soccer player.
And Indigenous
What?
rights activist. Is soccer player really what
Okay,
comes up
that's-
first?
Yep, Australian soccer player. I don't.
I guess he
don't
might be
know.
more internationally famous as a soccer player.
Yeah, I was thinking of the comedian who's on QI all the time, Ann Perkins.
Oh,
no,
right.
Ann Perkins is the character from Parks and Rec. Yeah, no, that's
Who also
wrong.
plays Karen in The Office?
Yeah.
My favourite Office character.
Hold, no,
the real
wait.
name is-
Rashida Jones does not play. Wait, is Rashida Jones in The Office?
Yes. For one season. Well, mostly one
Okay.
season.
I haven't
The Office
seen
actually has a
The Office.
fairly
so-
rotating cast. I mean, there's obviously the mainstays, but there are a few people who come and go.
I can't watch. I struggle to watch The Office. I didn't enjoy it as much as everyone seems to enjoy it.
I've watched it
I
two
don't know.
times. Although they were like 10 years apart each watching, so...
That is a lot.
10 years apart. That's a long time
Oh yeah, it's been out for a while.
in between each watch.
No, I mean, people tend to do that with The Office. It's strange. Like, that show in particular is one that people really love to rewatch.
I get the feeling with a lot of the NBC comedies, they're very rewatchable. Like, you can just have them on repeat and you don't really.
Right before season
30 Rock
3 of The Good Place came out. Yeah, I rewatched 30 Rock. I intended to watch the first couple episodes of season 1 again. I spent the entire day watching the first season.
It's so good, dude.
It's really
that first season. I mean, the whole show is really good.
The most recent episode. Actually, I don't know if there's been one more recently, but the one of the more recent episodes is very good. I guess I can't say anything about it.
I haven't caught up. I'm on episode 8 of season 3. Nick, are you up to date with The Good Place?
No, I don't watch it.
Yes.
No. Yeah. Yes.
I don't watch TV.
But yeah, so The Office, Parks and Rec, The Good Place, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, 30 Rock, they're all very rewatchable shows. Like, and Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Ooh,
I can see people like final half of the final season has come out, so that's a pretty big thing. Nah, it looks quality. It looks really good. I have to get around to that.
Yeah, John Bernthal is in it.
Yeah, that's all the reason you need to watch it, folks. Next trailer we have is Avengers Endgame trailer. So that's a biggie.
Yeah, this is the big one.
Except I didn't really. It didn't really do much for me.
There wasn't much
it was just
more in it, but I got very excited seeing Tony and Nebula working on something together. I mean, I knew it was going to happen, but the minute the credits started playing in Infinity War, I'm like, boy, oh boy, I can't wait for that team up.
It's actually just a situational comedy in space, like them slowly running out of oxygen in the spaceship.
Oh, man, those
visual
two
comedy.
so good.
Starring Edgar Wright.
Yeah,
Edgar Wright directed it secretly.
Yeah, he's a sleeper director. Baby Driver. Quickly on Edgar Wright. Edgar Wright is making a psychological horror movie, which is, I guess, that's what he's always wanted to do. So I'm glad he's getting a chance to make one.
It's got the actress from Split, right?
Yeah. Was it the main actress, the girl he kidnapped?
I think so.
In Split.
I'm not entirely certain, but I think I heard somewhere that's who that was in it.
I can't see anything on here relating to it, but it could just be like, oh no, wait, Anya Taylor-Joy, joins Edgar Wright's psychological horror movie.
Is that her? I don't know her name.
Yeah, that's her.
Nailed it.
And she's also going to be in the Dark Crystal TV show.
That sounds awesome.
So that's pretty cool. That sounds really good. Hopefully, I don't know if it's animated or they're going to use puppets. Like in the, who's the guy that does all the Sesame Street
Jim Henson.
puppets? What's his name? Yeah, if it's going to be in the, the movie essentially style. That's a creepy movie. I know the puppets were done by Jim Henson. I don't know if it was directed by Jim Henson.
And they start killing each other.
I don't think so.
What was that film?
No.
It was like the weird race of puppets, and there was the human-like creatures, and it's like the plot of Rio, basically, except with puppets.
Rio, the movie with Jesse Eisenberg.
I don't know who was in that film.
You mean with the animated movie?
Yeah, the blue birds.
With the birds?
Oh my god. Shut up.
What? So, puppets... Okay.
It's terrible.
I want to talk about something. I haven't said anything this entire podcast.
It's been 50 minutes, Nick. You can still get in there with your Rio talk. Yeah.
Oh my god, Rio.
Not a fan of Rio, Ben?
No, I am not.
Okay.
It's not funny.
I thought it was pretty comedic. There was still a comedic timing in that film.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I have it on DVD, which isn't saying much.
Do you know who plays the female bird?
No.
It was Anne Hathaway.
Who plays the
I know more about this movie than
Ben?
you guys, and you guys like the movie.
I didn't say I liked it.
It was alright.
Yeah. Jermaine Clement played a cockatoo or something.
Yeah, he's the bad guy.
Yep. And that's all we have to say about that.
So, Avengers. What else? It's Rocket walking into a wood hut.
Yeah, it seems to be
thing.
Thanos' house. from the end of
Thanos' house? I thought it was by the water.
Oh, okay.
I thought
I mean,
I
maybe
saw
it's the one
water
that
in the
Bucky was in at
background.
the end of Black Panther, but it looked kind of like in the farmhouse that he walked out of. I don't know.
Maybe he's going there to get the arm.
I don't really need to theorize. Yeah, he's going to get Bucky's extra arm.
Yeah. I need that arm, dude.
Oh, I'll get that arm.
Thor is there with the hammer.
He's got his cape
I think
back.
He's got his cape, and he's not wearing a hoodie, so he must be less depressed than the last trailer.
They showed Clint again, and he's in the same place. He's red again. Reality Stone, that is.
Yeah.
Did you see that theory that was debunked almost immediately? Where it's like all of the colors in the Endgame trailer relate to the like each character has a color tinted in the scene that they're in, and it relates to one of the Infinity Stones. And then it's like you just change the colors; they're not actually like that, except for Clint, who actually kind of is red in his scene. Which means he's
YouTube.
I mean, if that
true story.
if that theory is true, then Clint would have to be the Power Stone, because in the first trailer he was like most of his scenes were purple
Because he is Hawkeye, and so purple is his color.
and he's
so
also
therefore He's
Hawkeye.
the most powerful Avenger, which is a true story.
And him and Paul Rudd are gonna go on a space-time continuum jumping adventure together and just save the
I
day.
gotta say,
Everyone
if
else is gonna die.
there was a plot line. If there was like a side plot in Endgame, like everyone was struggling and stuff, and the side plot was Clint and Scott just go on this sort of like covert adventure with Cassie, and it's like my two dads, Clint and Scott. That'd be the best.
My two dads. That sounds so
She already
good. I
has
just
two dads.
watched an episode of Scrubs called Two Dads. My Two Dads. It's a good episode.
Scrubs is good generally.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it, and it's all on Stan. So
I don't have Stan, but I'll do it. Yeah, My
I get-
Musical. You seen that episode, Nick, or did you just mention it?
No, I've seen 5 minutes of it.
Did you see Guy Love?
No.
Oh, that's one of the songs in it. So I thought maybe that's what you.
so you passed the test.
Okay.
Your theory is it's going to be a road trip and adventure with some covert elements with
Sunshine.
Hawkeye.
Little
and
Sunshine.
Ant-Man
I still
and
think that
Cassie.
Statch is going to be in it. Like, I really hope that Statch is in it.
So, okay, we talked about it a little bit last week. What is Stature?
Statue is Cassie Lang's alter ego. As a size-changing hero, she grows big. Generally, she can grow small as well, just like Ant-Man / Giant Man and the Wasp. But she prefers big and up.
Oh, this is how Lawrence Fishburne... I think his character probably didn't get dusted, and he helps Cassie make a suit, because there's clearly a time jump in between the end of Infinity War and Endgame.
I don't know why you'd help Cassie make a suit, though. Like, he never interacted with her or anything.
I mean, it could be the whole just shows up on his front door,
Yeah.
kind of help me save everyone. I don't know. Help me be an awesome superhero.
Yeah. Cassie's the best. We can all agree.
I mean, Young Avengers movie.
Yeah.
Maybe, or TV show.
Do that. Do the movie.
No. You can do a Young Avengers movie. If they can do an Avengers movie, they can do a
I'm
Young
saying they
Avengers
can do that.
movie.
That would be a good idea. All the characters are great. Yeah.
Yeah, except for not Patriot. Is it Patriot?
Patriot's one of the characters. His thing is that
Like
he's
the
kind of
head
stupid.
of-
He's an incompetent leader. But I really like him as a character, because it's kind of like he's this guy who just entirely idolizes Captain America, but Captain America is he's this impossibly
It's Patriot guy who
morally
was a fake
strong person. Like no one can live up to the standard of Captain America, and he's not a superhero. Eli's not a superhero. He doesn't have any powers or anything. So he's just somebody who
Oh, he's like Hawkeye.
sort of. I mean, he
tries
does
really
take,
hard.
like drugs basically to try and be a superhero, but then that gets outed and everyone's like, oh, you can't be on the team, it's too dangerous, and then he just hasn't been in anything in a very long time. But I like the idea that he's this guy who wants desperately to live up to the standards of Captain America but can't, because that is just impossible.
Like Triple H
Yeah.
to Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. My best friend Shawn Michaels.
Never will be my best friend, Shawn Michaels.
Does anyone watch Handmaid's Tale?
I didn't
Or
watch
has
the
anyone
trailer for
seen
that
it?
one on account of I haven't actually seen the first season yet.
Nick, have you seen it?
No, I don't watch TV.
Right. Okay. I think we've established this already. What?
Only
Adam
watched Dan in real
Scott
life.
was in a.
Yes, Adam Scott was
Adam
in
Scott, the
that,
golfer.
and he was kind of funny in
Like-
it. You know, I did enjoy that.
Who's 2 Chainz?
2 Chainz is a rapper.
I assume he's a rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was doing
Okay.
a rap, and then Adam Scott came up. He said, "You need to pay for all this. You need the thing with the thing." And he's like, "I got this app that allows me to take pictures of receipts, so now it's all good." And that was the ad.
Nice. So the next trailer up is the Captain Marvel trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty. Look, it's pretty good.
She punched a jet
There's
in it.
some quality. Yeah, there's some quality Air Force footage in this trailer. It's like some old life Carl Danvers, like old.
Did you
life
say Carol or Kara?
Carol?
Because there is a difference. There is a big difference between Kara and Carol in terms
There
of
is a
superheroes.
There's a Cara Danvers.
Yes, that is Supergirl's name.
Oh.
Coincidence?
Yeah. Well, it's not Danvers.
It is Danvers.
Wait, is it actually? Oh wow. Okay. Not whatever Superman's last name is, like Al or something.
Well, yeah. I mean, her name is
Al.
what's her actual
I don't
name?
know.
Kara.
Yeah, I think wasn't it Kara something?
Yeah, I don't think her last name is the same as Superman's. Yeah, but Danvers is a human name, you know, like Clark Kent. But then also, that's only one version of Supergirl when there's like 600
it's
because
Kara
she's fucking
Zor-El.
confusing as hell. Because parallel universes and Power Girl and, you know, Lucy Lane.
It's just
It's
everywhere.
almost as
dude.
confusing as Captain Marvel.
Almost.
But it's just
What,
not as confusing.
like how
Wow.
Captain Marvel in the DC.
Well, that's part of
Oh.
it, but also just Carol Danvers in general and her history and how she's 100 different people and how she had a child with her own son who was the father of himself and she was in limbo for a bit. What?
What?
I don't care enough about this
Wait.
to know.
So,
No.
I haven't, is she a good character in the comics? Because I haven't read much Captain
A
Marvel
whole lot of the
stuff.
time she's a great character. Sometimes not.
just not having it.
Yeah. Kelly Thompson is writing a series. I think it might be a mini series right now of her, so I want to pick that up because I'll read anything that's written by Kelly Thompson.
Anyway, Hobbs and Shaw.
Oof.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to this movie. I think it's going to be fantastic.
I have not seen a single Fast and the Furious movie. That trailer
Really?
made it look like absolute garbage that I really want to see. Just like
It's going to be
every line,
like a good bad
Yeah.
movie or a good movie.
every line is just absolutely terrible, but it looks so well produced. Just like the general production of the film is really amazing, but it's like just the lines are so bad. And just the characters are awful. Oh,
When the Rock's character jumps out the window after the guy who's like running down the side of the building, and Jason Statham character just takes the elevator,
and then they do that annoying
and he
trailer edit
slams
thing
into the side.
where he does the fake. He does a little clap, like a ooh, I'm sarcastically clapping. But they do the trailer thing where they match up heavy sounds to beats, and so when he claps, it goes like doof doof doof, and it's like, yep, that was really intense. Thanks, trailer editors. Thank you.
Yeah, it's just such a good job. And he like mouths "fuck you" at him. So good. And it's got person from Mission Impossible Fallout, Vanessa Kirby, I think her name is.
I haven't seen that one.
She was fantastic in that.
Ned Schneebly?
Ned Schneebly's in this one. Jablinski Games.
No, the guy who looks like Ned Schneebly.
Oh.
Mission Impossible.
Oh, you mean Simon Pegg? Nick thinks that
Yes.
Simon Pegg looks like the guy who played Ned Schneebly, like the real Ned Schneebly from
Who did look
from
similar.
School of Rock, not
Pick
Jack
of-
Black pretending to be Ned Schneebly.
They both have blonde hair.
I mean, no,
They both have
they
red hair.
don't look that. No. Remember the bit when Ned Sheepley like dresses
Red hair.
up in his rock outfit?
He was cheering for School of Rock.
Remember when Ned Schneebly just never showed up ever again?
Yeah. Never again. Never again. He's not in any other movies. Is he in any other movies? Surely he must be in other movies. Mike White.
I love Nacho Libre. That's a great film.
See. No, he's not in other things.
I was saying he never showed up in any
Nacho
of the
Libre.
movies ever again. Oh, maybe he's Jack Black's best friend.
He's in the Emoji Movie, so,
Oh,
you know.
great.
Moment.
Yeah. But Hobbs and Shaw.
Which one is Hobbs and which one is Shaw?
Hobbs is the Rock's character, and Shaw is Jason Statham's character.
I see.
They've just fully embraced just ridiculousness. Idris Elba is a superhero, or supervillain, sorry. Like when he says, "I'm the bad guy." That is one of the best lines in the trailer. It's so good.
The person you work for is an evil person. That's a line from the Venom trailer that they didn't cut from the movie when they realized that it was terrible.
Really? When was this? When
I didn't watch it.
Tom
Hanks from the movie Venom.
Hardy, what? You know, from Big. You know Tom Hanks from Big. No, but Tom Hardy wasn't like mumbling. That was the only coherent line that came out. Blah, 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 blah. You work for a bad guy. Blah, 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 blah. I'm a reporter. Look at me in this fish tank.
Eddie, the
Haven't
suit.
seen the movie.
You gotta take it off. I like being bad. It makes me happy. Unpopular opinion, but Topher Grace was much better as Eddie Brock. It's just like much better. He's not like the same kind of Eddie Brock as the comics, but he's such an entertaining character. Like his Venom wasn't necessarily great, but his Eddie Brock was awesome.
Yeah, so like the early bits of Spider-Man 3, where he's like in the Daily Bugle and stuff. That was great.
Come on, Parker, why you gotta be such a Boy Scout?
When he got all eccentric as Venom, that was like a kind of a turning point. We'll
I think
overlook that.
It worked, but it wasn't like the Venom that people were hoping for is the problem. Like it made sense that Eddie Brock would be that Venom, but yeah.
I mean, it's also a Sam Raimi movie, so it kind of have to be that kind of weird horror kind of Venom. But
it's like a mix of horror, but also super cheese and comedy, because that's how Sam Raimi do, you know?
Yeah. I feel like Sam Raimi's just sort of really got on that Evil Dead 2 not bandwagon, because he made the movie, but just like the... We'll skip over Game of Thrones since no one watches that.
I saw the trailer. It was a bad trailer. It wasn't really a trailer for Game of Thrones. It was more for Bud Light.
Bud Light? Well, I mean, I'm more likely to drink a Bud Light than watch Game of Thrones. So,
oof.
I don't know. Oofty doofed. I don't know. I'll eventually watch Game of Thrones.
I saw season 1.
Maybe. I don't know.
Didn't really pique my
And then you
interest.
watched a bit of season 4 and there was nothing
different.
different.
Oh, yeah. I jumped ahead and then, like, there was really, like, the same sort of plot lines were really lingering. Like, I bet they just introduced a whole bunch of new stuff. And then kind of... It feels like a lot of it is filler.
Stuff.
Like, Daenerys' stuff still hasn't been resolved, really. They've updated it a bit, like, really recently. You know, the most recent stuff has been updates to what Daenerys' plot, but I don't know what the hell she was doing in between.
She was, you know, how to train her dragons and all that.
She was finding Toothless.
That's... Exactly. The new How to Train Your Dragon movie actually looks pretty good, but I probably won't see it in theaters. I don't know.
I'm not as big a fan of that series as almost everyone else is. It's
was
just
highly
all right,
emotional.
I mean,
in my opinion.
They're all right. They're
Yeah,
decent.
they're definitely not terrible movies, but they seem to get a whole lot of praise, and I don't know why they get praise over some other movies. It's just like, is it because DreamWorks is actually making a movie that's, you know, at least half decent now? And it's been the first time since, like, Shrek.
Are you saying Over the Hedge wasn't a decent movie?
Yes. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay.
The fact that Nick hasn't weighed in on Over the Hedge makes me think that his microphone may have disconnected.
And his controller's just not working anymore?
Yes, that tends to happen a bit.
Don't worry, I'll listen back to his audio and see if he says anything when he... Oh no, he probably won't hear us say Over the Hedge. Now on to the next trailer in our big old list of trailers for this Super Bowl something or other. Twilight Zone trailer, which was... So I think Jordan Peele's hosting it. Is he directing anything or producing? I thought he was producing it.
I imagine he's the showrunner. He'll probably be directing and producing a fair number of the episodes. I don't really know exactly his involvement, but yeah, he's definitely heavily involved in this reboot.
He seems pretty heavily involved. Yeah. But that trailer, I'm not a huge fan of Twilight Zone as a series. I haven't seen much of it, and what I have seen hasn't really got me super into it. So
I really like it.
I'm curious to see how this turns out.
I think Twilight Zone's great.
You know that one when a toy's in the bucket?
Twilight Zone, Nick's back.
Welcome back.
That's my favourite
Did
episode.
your mic disconnect?
Yes. Yeah, what we're always saying, Nick, is there's a new Twilight Zone that Jordan Peele's doing. And I'm actually excited for it because I like the Twilight Zone. I don't really like Black Mirror that much. I mean, there's some stuff in Black Mirror that I'm sure is good. I've only seen 2 episodes, but I didn't really like either of them. Then again, those were the 2 episodes that were recommended by Matt Coffey, who is a person that I cannot trust. So maybe they were just bad episodes.
Movie opinion at all.
Yeah. But I'm excited for Twilight Zone because it's sort of an alternative for that. And, you know, Jordan Peele has had a pretty good track record for this kind of thing. You know, I really like Get Out.
I mean, Get Out was so good. And then Us looks really
Us
good.
is the first movie that I'm not sure that I want to watch because it looks too scary. Just from the trailer.
Yeah, I
don't usually have that, but I'm like, no.
I don't like horror movies at all.
Just creepy.
It was a stretch for me watching Get Out.
I've seen every single film.
But I'm glad I watched Get Out because it's actually really good. I don't know if I can't watch this one.
Yeah, Nick likes
Friday the 13th, Part 5.
He's even seen Jason X.
What's your favorite?
And Jason Takes Manhattan.
Jason X? That's the best one.
Is your favorite?
Yes.
Why is it your favorite?
Because it has an intriguing plot, and the
dance scene.
Yes, there's a dance scene with
There's
Violet,
a dance scene with Jason?
Well, sort of with Jason, but not really with Jason. And then the kid gets bullied for offering some guy a chocolate bar, and he gets punched, and he dies.
You're right, that is the best movie.
That is the best
I really
movie
wanted to buy
ever in horror. Eat your heart out the thing.
The collection of all the movies that they had on the Xbox store the last Friday the 13th, but it was in the US only. Just would have been able to watch all of them because I've only ever seen like bits and
I was having a
pieces
problem with
from
US
a
App
few
Store
of
this morning as well.
them. We did talk about that. Yeah.
Did we?
I think so.
Did we?
Right?
I think we're thinking about different things.
Okay.
What are you thinking about?
I don't know, I just thought we talked about it before. Like a long time ago.
Oh, no, because I was trying to purchase the Dan in Real Life soundtrack earlier this morning, but you need to be in the US App Store to do it.
I thought you were talking... I thought it was that I was talking to you at the same time as I was trying to buy it, and you were trying to buy it as well or something, or you're waiting for me to buy it. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure you were there when I was trying to buy it.
Buy what?
Is it
The
really
Friday the
worth
13th
buying? No,
Yeah, the Dan in Real Life. Nick really likes that
Yeah, it's
soundtrack.
true.
Dan
good.
in Real Life.
It's all composed
soundtrack.
by a Norwegian guy who's a really good musician.
I recommend the Stuart Little 2 OST. That one's quite wholesome. You ever seen that movie?
You know, Stuart Little when they race the boats.
Yeah, Stuart Little 2 is really
I
good.
really like Stuart Little 2.
That's not the animated one.
No,
is it?
that was 3.
That's Stuart Little 3.
I haven't seen
right?
3.
Right.
You know that kid's book with the little red boat and the boat race? That's a toy boat.
Yes, I actually think I do. I don't know what it's called, but...
That's all I had to comment on.
Okay, just like that scene in Stuart Little, the first one. In Stuart Little 2, he has a
We
plane.
can talk about the bucket
So you
episode
can
of the
follow
Twilight
it.
Zone again.
We could do that. Or we can move on to the next trailer that we're going to talk about. In
Exactly.
Contributions to the
Let's
trailers.
Look, we have to get through these. There's like 2 left.
Have you seen the Hannah
I
trailer?
did. And we can just
Anyone?
say it looks like an action movie. I don't know much about it.
Does she get kidnapped at the beginning?
Maybe. I don't remember. I watched it, but I don't remember. It's just an action movie. I don't know. Maybe it'll be good when it comes out and everyone's like, "This is really good." Then I'll watch it. Maybe, I don't know.
It's kind of like the John Wick sort of thing. The John Wick trailers, except for number 3, don't sell it very well.
Yeah.
The John Wick Chapter 3 trailer, yes.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, everyone's already heavily invested in John Wick, so they don't really need to have good trailers to sell it anyway, but they do, just because everyone knows what it is.
Also, how is Big Bang Theory still going? I thought they had their final season like a little while ago.
No, I think they're
all in.
I think they're in their final season, right?
All in. Okay, possibly. I don't know. I thought they were going all in on that Young Sheldon goodness, but
Is Young Sheldon still going?
Yeah, Young Sheldon's still going.
It's really a tragedy about that TV show.
Oh yeah? Explain.
As in genre tragedy. Well, it all portrays a family dynamic and of death.
Did you explain, or
Right.
did you just kind of end it?
Yes.
Did you just sort of cut
That
out
was
there
it.
at the end? No?
I was going to talk about something, but that was it.
Okay.
I'm glad
I was going
we
to try
all
and come
know
up with
how
something that
podcasts
made
work.
sense, but I couldn't make sense of it myself.
It's far too complicated a
Right.
narrative.
And I
Young
think
Sheldon.
Lily Bat is actually the true plot of Young Sheldon. I don't think anyone actually
Young
understands
Sheldon
it.
is too complicated for Nick to form ideas
I
about.
think you just don't understand basic storytelling.
How dare you? I went to a workshop in basic storytelling.
I was
fact, I went to
making
a
a
workshop
joke
on advanced
about
storytelling.
the Kingdom Hearts Unraveled video, but I realized Matt hasn't watched it because it's a Kingdom Hearts
I
spoilers.
still
so-
haven't seen it. Yeah.
I was making
Well,
a joke about
okay.
the A10 Film Festival.
I see. Of course.
When Nathan was a fridge.
Yeah, that was
I'm gonna make that an inside joke on this podcast. That Nathan is a fridge.
Speaking of which, why don't you all the intros for your videos when you used to have like all the
Or
icons
the
and the
titles, icons and stuff.
names? Yeah.
Well, I mean, he hasn't really had one where we were in it. Like, there was the Sea of Thieves one, but you had a more narrative-based intro for that one.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna do more narrative stuff without the typical YouTube intro style things with like loud music and like bombastic animation. I don't know. I'm just doing something a bit different with it, so it's obviously not paying off, but that's not really why I do YouTube.
You just gotta upload a 6-second video of a fork, call it an inside joke. That's how you really take off.
That's how
Hey,
you
wait
take
a minute,
off,
you're
yeah.
mocking me.
This is some quality chat about.
Hey, you can put maximum ad
Right,
revenue up on this. It's over 10 minutes.
Yeah. This
Is that how YouTube
freaking
works?
positivity podcast is like. It's not. We talked about not liking Vice, and now we're just sort of going through stuff. Like, I mean, we know about Infinity War and stuff. It's just like.
That's okay, because there's one trailer left
Next week,
that
we're talking about Kingdom Hearts for the whole episode.
Okay, that too. But I was
Um,
trying to segue into the last trailer.
Toy Story 4. I'm really
You watched the trailer?
the trailer looks
It
really
looks good.
I watched the trailer
Oh,
for
man,
this
the
one.
animation
It looks
is-
really good. Bo Peep's back?
Yeah, just that, getting Annie Potts back again. I'm pretty sure Annie Potts is actually doing Bo Peep again still. I think she would. It sounded like her at least.
Yeah, probably.
So that's very exciting. Yeah, I'm
and
Kingdom
it
Hearts is
looks
canon.
like
to it. I'm sure.
just yeah, it's all
Although
canon.
Kingdom Hearts is set
those
between 1
those
and
two.
2, I think. So,
Wait, Kingdom Hearts. Oh, like
Yeah,
Toy
Toy
Story
Story
1
1.
and 2. Right.
but I don't know if it's canon. But in theory, it could be.
Well, I mean, maybe those new characters are from Kingdom Hearts.
Oh yeah,
They're like Easter egg characters. Who
Key
knows?
and Peele.
Remember when Key and Peele, when his foot gets stuck in the helmet? That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a TV spot, so you didn't get much from it. So I guess it's a little bit disappointing in terms of a reveal, but you saw Bo Peep, you saw the wonderful animation and the setting and stuff. So that is very exciting.
Yeah, and hey, Tim
Yeah.
Allen's back on top, baby.
Yeah, because he wasn't in Kingdom Hearts 3. Didn't get his voice. Although the guy sounded enough like him.
Was he not?
I don't think it was him, but it did sound a lot like him. Yeah, I think it was pretty decent.
So, I just So having just played the Pirates of the Caribbean levels in Kingdom Hearts 2, oh my days. Yes, Jack Sparrow.
The Jack voice in Kingdom
So
Hearts 2
are you
is actually
going
really
to come
good.
with me, Elizabeth Swan?
But Elizabeth's voice is not great. And Davy Jones
Not
is
great?
just...
Okay.
Oh, not... Ooh.
Wait, so...
It's like... The briefing that he got, he's like, I've never seen any of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. What's Davy Jones supposed to sound like? Scottish. Okay, I'll do a Scottish voice.
Scottish?
And that's just, like, all
He's
that
the
he
Flying
took from it.
Dutchman,
Doesn't sound
but
anything
he's
like him other than he's Scottish.
It's so good. But the Pirates of the Caribbean level actually looks really good, graphics-wise.
Yeah.
Like, it's... I don't know.
I mean, we'll talk about this once you and Nathan have actually finished
Next week.
the game.
Once we've finished
Once
it.
you started it.
I started
Yeah, I haven't finished the game yet,
Birth
either.
by Sleep.
Oh, you did?
It's good. I didn't realize I have
Play
to
it 3
play
times.
through it 3
But
times.
you could just play Aqua's one and you get most of the story, although I recommend also playing Terra's.
I
Ventus's
started
is-
playing Terra's one.
Terra and Aqua are the most important. Ventus is kind of like irrelevant because you know everything that happens in his from the other twos, and he doesn't really do anything important himself.
So, to surmise, Vice, go see Black Klansman. The Super Bowl, kind of subpar. Some good trailers in there, but overall, zero SpongeBob's out of 100. So, big shout out to Kubi with his song Up in My Jam all of a sudden for the intro and outro bits of the podcast. Your song is great. Please go check him out on SoundCloud. I'll link it down in the description of this podcast. Otherwise, thanks Ben and Nick for being on the podcast. I mean, the show wouldn't exist without some quality discussions with you guys, so thanks so much for being on.
And it was quality.
It was good. I thought the Vice discussion was
It was
good.
a lot more organized than
We
last
got
time.
some good
We'll put it
stuff
that
out of
way.
Yeah, let's just say last week we just said Kingdom Hearts and just went with it. This time we just said Vice and went with it. At least we organised a movie that we knew we both saw. So
That should be, I think, at least
yeah,
the
that's
standard.
particular film.
One particular film.
that'll be the standard of this
2007
podcast.
masterpiece.
You can expect
So,
a viewing of Dan in
from-
real life in the future to be a topic.
Oh
Topical.
yes, okay.
Very topical film.
That's episode
Topical.
episode 100 is gonna be Dan in
You
real
hear
life.
that, Nick?
Episode
I have to wait
100.
100
So-
weeks
Better
to watch
start
Dan in
recording
real
these
life.
Yeah, we're going to do them every day from now on. We're doing them every hour.
Oh, this is gonna be the worst idea of all time, except Dan in real life. So look forward to something next week. It's probably going to be Kingdom Hearts because we're going to get Nathan on this podcast. We're going to get Ben on this podcast. We're going to get me on this podcast, and we're just going to geek out about Kingdom Hearts for an hour
In
and a
theory,
half,
if you guys are
which
through
I'll
it in a
probably cut down. I mean, I know I will.
week. Yeah.
Watch my YouTube channel, Hall of Fame. It's pretty good. New episode this Friday on the Far Cry series. So, except Far Cry 1, because fuck that game. Yeah,
Hot take.
that's all, folks. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you all in the next episode.